Spare Element, episode 50, recorded March 2021.
Yay!
Hey, I did it! It's the first time! You're the one!
Because we used to have.
I thought I was out of practice.
We used to have you do that on the audio every single
Yeah!
Awesome. I even had to do it when you weren't on the episode.
Oh! I don't remember that. This was such a long time ago.
I had to send it in once. You weren't even doing it.
Did you say March 21st, 2021, or did you say March 2021?
I just said March 2021. I think we used to do the full date, but then it was just like crazy, and we just finally said just do month and year. At least that's what I remember.
All right.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That's okay. It was good. It sounded great. You sound really
Thank you.
Good. But yeah. So hey everybody, welcome to episode 50. It's our, as my parents used to say, our university. I don't know why. Our guest today is Jordan. Apparently, I met him about 8 years ago in a bar in Utah.
Was it 8 years ago?
It's a long time now. Long time.
Yeah,
now.
I was really drunk during my adult life.
I was with some friends that were giving me the whole Mormon tour and the whole what's it like to be a bear in Utah, and we went to this cool. Do you remember the name of the bar?
Triangles.
And there was this really cute guy, and we started talking, and I thought I was going to get some, and then my friends wanted to leave, so they cock-blocked me, and however many years later. We're sitting on the lawn, social distancing here. I move here. I have no idea I'm going to move here. And it was him. It was Jordan. Is that a small world or what?
Small world, but I'm not going to sing the song.
There you go. So I asked Jordan to be on because he's like, a lot of people don't really understand how cool Salt Lake City is. I mean... It's super gay, a lot gayer than I thought, and apparently there's a huge heavy metal influence, and the percentage of people that have tattoos is very high also. Ooh. Could you speak to that, Jordan?
Yeah, so as far as per capita, we're in the top 3 per capita of queer people. We're in the top percentage, like per capita, of people that are tattooed. And like there's a ridiculously large amount of metal bands here. I think like 5 or 6 years ago, there was like 600, close to 700 active metal bands in the city of Salt Lake City. And
crazy.
That's in a city that has like 3 million people in it. It's a really high percentage of people that are just like want to play heavy music.
That's amazing to me. Because, you know, when you're from Southern California, the whole world revolves and you think you're the shit. And when you think of Salt Lake City, you don't think of those things. You know, people think, oh, terrible weather and Mormons. But it's actually a lot of cool stuff. So, you have your own band, or you're in a band, a heavy metal band?
I'm in a band called Baby Girl. It's me and a bass player. And we met on Growler, and it's just we were trying out guitars for a while, and we were just like, why can't we find a guitarist that works? And our friend Josh, he was trying out, and he was like playing along, and like halfway through one of the songs, he just put his guitar down and turned off his amp. Did we do something to upset you? He looks at us, he's like, you guys don't need a guitarist, just keep it a 2-piece. So we did. We've been doing that since 2012, and yeah, that's been super fun. I also recently, a couple of years ago, joined a project called Portal to the Goddamn Blood Dimension, and that goes from being orchestral to being like really heavy and lots of screaming. The vocalist does a lot of spoken word, and then like he'll scream some of the lines, and super fun.
I never
A
really
lot of people cry at our shows, so there's that.
cry at your shows.
Yeah, it's just like his lyrics are really heavy,
Are they
that sort of thing.
understandable?
For the most part, yes.
I listened to some of it because I remember I wasn't really into heavy metal, and now I listen to it, especially '80s.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that make the argument that you can't understand the lyrics and that's why they don't like it, and I understand that. But I also listen to a very ambient band called Sigur Rós, and that's in a different language. So I definitely don't understand that. And I listen to a lot of Radiohead, and it sounds like he's mumbling half the time, even though his words are very intentional. It's just how he says them. It's like hard to understand at times.
What's that? Du Hast. Du Hast. What's about that band?
That's Rammstein.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I was where was I? I was waiting for another band to start, and this heavy metal band came on, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying. It was just screaming. And then I
Yeah,
went and looked up the lyrics. They were really good lyrics. So I don't
yeah.
know. Do you give the lyrics first, and then so you know what he's saying when they're singing, or what's the order?
It's different for the listener. It just depends on like how you enjoy that piece of music. If you prefer to like experience it live and then look up the lyrics, or listen to it and then go see them live, or it's it's different with every band I see. Like sometimes I get really into a band and I'll go see them live and I'm not impressed and won't listen to them as much anymore. But
Yeah.
um, specifically in like Salt Lake and Utah County, it's very lyrically driven. Um, a lot of like pushing for progress with the for like women's rights and LGBTQIA rights and like racial equality and stuff like that. That's like something that we're all pushing for here. And you might not be able to understand what they're saying, but you look up the lyrics and there's definitely a message there. And if you're into that kind of music, if you enjoy that kind of music, you can receive the energy that's being brought from the stage and kind of carry that with you into your daily life.
Well, Nate, do you have a question?
Mm, yeah.
Not so much a question, but just to add to that, I'm not a huge, metalhead where I'm really into a whole bunch. I'm very pan musical, if that's a thing. Um, However, I completely agree with how, the energy at live shows is everything for me. I'm that kind of person where I might not be able to understand the lyrics at the time, but the thing I like about metal so much is that technically speaking, it's very advanced. It's, for those that I don't know how to put it exactly, but those that can kind of dissect a song down to its bones, it's so technically sound and complex and executed at extreme high speed most of the time. It's so impressive, and then watching like the emotions that go with that as they're blasting your face off, at a live venue. Oh my God, I can't wait for another live venue to open.
Yeah, right.
I was going to ask you about the live venue. How's that going in Salt Lake City? Have a lot of them closed, or what's going on?
Yeah, most of them closed. I'm kind of disappointed that there's people doing DIY shows during all this, and like people promote concerts that they're doing during the pandemic, and like all of us that have been like trying to build the scene that are just like sitting back as this pandemic is being worked through. We're seeing these other people play concerts, and it's like I'm never going to want to book a show with that band or any of those members ever again because it shows an extreme level of disregard for human life.
Oh,
So that there are shows happening, and to counteract that, there are venues that are open, but they're really, really strict about social distancing. The owners are great, but at the same time, I'm like, as much as I want to go play a concert and go to a concert, I'm not going to right now. I'm waiting until it feels safe to even think about it.
now Utah just opened up the shots for everybody or over 16. So you gonna go get one?
I already got mine. I got the Johnson and Johnson shots like a week and a half ago.
Oh, I gotta go back
Very
on the
nice.
30th and get my second shot.
Yeah, I'm
Would you- mm,
You got
Yeah,
both,
I'm
but
just
I
right?
haven't
waiting
ordered
for it
yet.
to I'm just waiting for it to be fully effective. So
Well, 2
it's
weeks,
coming up
right?
soon. They said 2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4 weeks.
Mhm.
Okay.
yeah.
No kissing for you.
Mhm.
Wolf, did you were you able to get a shot?
No, not yet. 45 and over with health conditions opens up on the 26th. Hopefully about May, then it should be open up for everyone. And I do intend to get a shot as soon as I'm able.
Yeah, because
Mhm.
okay, so this is actually oh no, we're not there yet. It is a good transition, but no, we're not quite there yet for the next topic. But we're still on Jordan. Another thing that Jordan's into. No, that wasn't the right thing to say. Another thing that Jordan has participated in. It's so bad. Is what do you call it? Places that specifically are supposed to stop you from addiction.
Yeah, I recently checked myself into the rehab center.
Is it just like, do you just check a box on the form of all the list of things, like alcohol, opiates, sex? I mean,
Right.
how does that work?
So they address all those issues. Whatever you want to work on, they'll work with you on it. For me, it was alcohol. Some people can handle managing their life while drinking. I can't. I just like reached that point where I don't have control over it anymore. So I'm sick of it. I don't enjoy doing it anymore. So I wanted help with getting away from it personally.
Have you done
And
that, or have you been to one of those centers before, or is this the
that was
first?
no, that was my that was my first time getting help with sobriety. I've like tried going sober, and it lasts like a couple months, and then I have a lapse, and then I was like, it's oh no, I'm gonna like end up in the hospital again. I ended up in the hospital a couple of times because of it. So it's definitely not for me.
Yeah.
But
Like,
I went in. They detoxed me medically, and then I lived there for a month with all these other people that are working on different addictions, and they they talked about how like being there was the easy part. There's no alcohol or drugs around, so you're not tempted to use. It's once you get out that's the difficult part. So that's mostly what they focused on is like coping mechanisms, and um, I wasn't the best at communicating when I went in there, and I feel like I have better communication skills now. And
oh,
yeah, I was worried that they were going to try and push the God issue, but um, they didn't. They had a lot of different options and reading material that you could take home and work on your own time.
oh, that's awesome. Dave, you have a question?
No, I was wondering, what advice would you give somebody who is trying or struggling, or what do they need to kind of, my husband's sober and kind of struggled, and it was a personal um, breaking point of his own that he reached, and he was like, okay, this has got to change. What advice would you give somebody who's possibly struggling, who can't quite identify yet that, okay, I really need help?
So for me, it was the biggest red flags were going to the ER
Well,
because I was having an alcohol hangover multiple times, and being worried about going to sleep because I thought I was about ready to have a seizure. Um, those were the biggest red flags. But ultimately, like I said, I couldn't manage my life with that as a part of it.
mhm.
When I was sober previously, it was like the happiest days of my life, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna work on a small business, and I'm gonna call my parents, and like, I'm gonna do all these things, and then I get on that thought process and that behavior pattern, and it, I don't know, it was hard for me to accept that it was a problem until I had to accept it. I had multiple friends address me about it. They were like, "Hey, Jordan, you're going kind of heavy. You should maybe think about cutting back or quitting." And I was just like, "Oh, that's funny." Glug, glug, glug. But
Yeah.
I, I, I don't know what to say. It's just like waking moment is different for everybody.
Yeah.
But I will say it can be intimidating to accept that sort of thought, and even embarrassing to admit it, but it's ultimately beneficial.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And your advice to like how they would get help when they're ready.
Google,
Google local area.
yeah, Google is great. There's a lot of rehabilitation centers that, if you are religious, then it's good to go to some of them because they focus on the religious thing. There are some, like the one that I went to, didn't focus on religion, and there's a lot of those all over the country, and probably in other countries, I assume.
They cost money.
Luckily, so I'm on Mark's insurance. Mark is my husband, and the insurance covered everything except the copay.
Oh, wow.
If you don't have insurance,
Very
it's
nice.
really expensive.
I was gonna say, because it's you stay there and sleep.
Yeah.
And they feed.
If you're the one I stayed at, if you're paying out of pocket, it's about $1,200 a day.
Whoa.
Yeah. So if you have insurance, that's helpful. Um, if you have basic insurance, just make sure you communicate with them, with the insurance and with the program you're going to. If not, join a metal band and scream about it and get your aggression out.
Now, do they do anything
Right.
with psychiatrists with medication? You don't have to share
They
about
do.
you. But
Yeah, so they provided a therapist and 7 months of therapy afterwards. And I had a psychiatrist while I was there. I thought I was going to have to get on antidepressants while I was there, and we concluded that I don't need that. So
awesome. Wolf, do you have any questions?
I was wondering if you had any experience with 12-step programs.
I have not. So the one I went to, they talk about it a lot. There's a lot of people from Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and Cocaine Anonymous that would do like come in over like a Zoom video chat and talk with us, tell us their story. And so they provided that if you wanted it, but they didn't push it on you. There's one of the books they offer is based off of like Buddhist meditations.
Ooh.
And essentially that's step 4, but broken down into its own recovery system. There's another one called Smart Recovery, and that's based off like science.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's no religion at all involved.
That's good because it can be a very big turnoff for people. Like, oh God, religion. No, that's how I got here. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate, do you have anything else?
No, I mean, I had my court mandated AA for a while there after I got a DUI many years back. And yeah, I definitely felt that, them definitely trying to push that religious aspect during that. And, I understand that it's effective for a lot of people, but at the same time, I feel like it does also push a segment of people away from it. And, it's crazy to me that the court mandates that, a lot of times, like something that has such religious, making it mandatory, but it is what it is. And I was just kind of there to get through it and, get it out of the way, I guess.
There you go. Thank you so much for sharing, Jordan.
Yeah. Do you guys know
Thank
the
you.
band Perfect Circle? They're a more popular band. It's like the singer from Tool and the guitarist from Smashing Pumpkins. Anyways, they have an album called The 13th Step, and it's about the 12-step program and how the 13th step is you inevitably, if you follow that program 9 times out of 10, you relapse and you fall back into it. And
Whoa.
it's them kind of flipping the bird at the 12-step program.
Now, one of the things that I thought was really interesting on one of your albums was, and I'll have all these links on the site so people can listen. But yeah, this album has been expensive and time consuming. Fuck you if you give us money. You'll just get it back because we don't know how to internet. It's called Income Poop, which is the name of their one of their albums, because money sucks and you're about to get hit with a pile of shit if you listen to it. We're not in it for the money. If we were, we would be doctors and lawyers. We wish harmful humor on all of you and us. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is that a part of the culture, right? The heavy
It's
metal
part
culture?
of our persona. It's part of us as a band.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of your theme.
Yeah, I mean, like we've had that page up since, well, we've had the website up since 2012. We haven't hooked up a PayPal account to it, and like people will buy us or buy albums from us, and then like 3 months later they'll get their money back because we never accepted the payment. Like
Oh.
whatever, like I we don't care about we don't really care about the money that much. It's just cool that people are listening to it, and hopefully that if you're into that kind of music, puts you in a better mood.
People that are into heavy metal are into heavy metal. Big time. Big time. I've noticed. Yes, big time. Well, thank you. So we want you to stick around. We got some other topics we're going to talk about. Let's do shirts real quick. Let's start with mine. I have the planet. It's all planets from sci-fi shows. Arrakis and Cybertron
Ooh, Gallifrey.
and
So
Gallifrey.
it's a map.
Kind of. No, no, I'm not.
I know where I want to go.
All right. Once
No,
you,
I know where I want to go.
Dave, what's your T-shirt about?
Uh, uh, thick. It's all about the thick bears.
There you go. I miss Clay doing this topic shit. Oh my god.
It gets lots of great attention here in Oklahoma City.
Oh, I bet. And you can't see wolves, right? You can tell us about it.
No, it's. I got this shirt while touring the Jameson whiskey factory in Dublin, Ireland, a year or so ago. And it does say Jameson on it. And I tried to turn on my light, and unfortunately, it's still not showing up. So you're going to have to take my word for it.
There you go. Nate,
I tried.
what you got? Oh,
Hello.
oh,
Oh, man at arms.
it's Man at Arms and He-Man. That's pretty.
Another from the Masters of the Universe collection.
And it's bling. That's pretty awesome.
Good old Fisto.
Oh my god! Everybody like there's so much sexualized
Man.
because he's muscles. I guess I don't know.
Thanks, Mom.
One day when I held one
Let me
up
watch that show.
and said these words by the power of Grayskull, maybe that's why I liked it. I'm not sure. Jordan, what's your shirt about?
This is a Gaytheist shirt.
Awesome.
Smashing Pumpkin.
Nice.
Nod.
They're friends of mine up in Portland. They're a punk metal band too. We did a split together. We've done a tour together. We always play shows with them when we go to Portland, and they always play shows with us when they come to Salt Lake.
Oh,
It's like fun, heavy music. A little angry, but it's good.
Wolf's in Portland.
Hi, I'm in Portland.
Nice.
But you know, according to Republicans, it's still on fire, right? Okay.
I hear the protests. Last I heard is that at least the protests are now trying to clean up after themselves or something like that. It's yeah.
Okay, so we did the T-shirts. Now we're gonna move to ramifications of like. So once you have your 2 shots, what now? Or Jordan only has the 1 from Johnson & Johnson. So, like, if we have a bear event, like my friend and I are thinking about doing something, do we require people to prove that they've had their shots?
What kind of bear event are we talking about here then?
Yeah,
One close
so
than 6 feet.
I've done all sorts of things. I've organized extremely large bear events to fun parties like that. So all over the board, I've done. But yeah, so how's this going to manifest itself? Is this going to be something with our rights? Is this privacy issues? What's going to happen? What do you guys think? Wolf, go first.
Mostly, I'm thinking that it's a public health concern. I understand that the administration is requiring people to wear masks on airplanes and trains and public transit and such. So, would it be really a stretch to go so far as to say, "Hey, if you're going on our cruise, you're required to have a vaccine"? I don't know what international laws would compel cruise companies to do that, since they go, from country to country, and so things get wibbly wobbly. But it is their property, so wouldn't they have the right to basically say, "Hey, we don't want to have an outbreak on our ship because it gives us a bad reputation. We request that you be vaccinated and provide proof for it."
It looks like that's what the cruise lines are going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to do that? Is that something?
How badly do you want to go on a cruise?
Yeah,
Right.
I mean that's always been an issue for cruises. Outbreaks of all sorts.
Mm-hmm.
So they should be leading the charge, I'd imagine. They're, being extra careful,
Mm-hmm.
considering they're
Like
already prone to that sort of thing.
this lady going into the into the food court. She's always like, washy washy, washy washy. It was a big deal since I started cruising, to make sure and the brand new ship, one of the Royal Caribbean ones, the brand new ship, they actually have hand washing stations before you go into the buffet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So what do you guys think? Do you think it could be a problem with privacy?
It's sticky and tricky, of course, but for a bear event, if you're going to have people, gathering in one kind of place, like, I don't know, what should we use as an example for maybe like a Western exposure type event, where it's just going to be a bunch of people frolicking around for a weekend. I mean, I would prefer that everybody be vaccinated at that point. I mean, you wouldn't find much problem with me, but that might be the way to go until it becomes almost a non-issue when everybody's been vaccinated, I guess,
Yeah,
or at least anybody who's thinking of attending something like that.
We're kind of making it up as we go along. But Jordan, what do you think? Do you think? Look, here's my phone. Now I can come in.
Mhm.
Oh, see, I'm kind of thinking of it from the angle of like concerts being a thing. Like, if concerts are gonna go back to a somewhat normal way they used to be, I think like having a vaccine, like a proof of a vaccine, should be required, especially if it's free and available. Just like you have to show your ID to get into a bar.
David?
Well, and at a certain point, don't you think that if you choose not to get the vaccine, it's like, okay, this is acceptable risk. I'm just going to do it, and the rest of us who've been vaxxed are going to be running around maskless at a certain point. And we're seeing here in Oklahoma where people are resisting getting it. So that the Cherokee Nation, for instance, there's a large portion of their population that's done, and they have a ton of open appointments to get the vaccine. And so they're reaching out to everybody in the area can come. So I think the next challenge is going to be, okay, these people have chosen not to get it. At what point do the rest of us go take our masks off?
Well, I think that's the big concern, right? Is that if not enough people get this, we're not going to get to herd immunity.
Right.
The stupid Trumpies, you know. Or I saw an interview, and the guy from CNN went to a backward town, a little town, and put the mics in people's faces, and it's like, So are you going to get the vaccine, or do you trust? He goes, well, we don't trust Trump either. He's from New York, so it might not be just Trump. It might be other things. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
We
It's a
didn't take
lot of
it into
things. It's
account.
fear,
Mhm.
it's distrust, it's a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but especially in this area, the people who need it the most are the older generation here, and they're just not getting it.
I don't know what to do. It's like, okay, well, I want to wear my, I don't want to wear a mask forever. I'm okay. I got my 2 shots. Okay, but if I might, a variant might get me.
They still recommend you wear a mask even after getting
I know.
vaccinated.
Absolutely, but like a vaxxed for vaxxed party now, is that the new thing? We're only going to invite vaxxed people to this party, and if you come, it's your fault.
I've literally seen this on my Facebook feed this week
Hmm. Yeah.
Well,
in
'cause
California.
the older population in Palm Springs, oh, hey, we can have our pool parties again now, but you need to be vaccinated before you can come,
Mhm.
basically. Is that what I'm guessing, Nate?
I feel like there'll be a phase of that, but I'm I'm hoping it doesn't last long because right now all we're waiting on is just everybody to be eligible for the vaccine. Not everybody is yet. So once that happens, then there's really not much of an excuse left, is there? So
Right, but do you still protect yourself and wear a mask because you got these people
well,
that
yeah.
aren't
I
going to get
mean,
it?
you can still, as I understand it, you can still carry it and therefore spread it, even after your
Yeah.
vaccination. So I'm not really interested in doing that and
Right.
infecting anybody else either. So
Hmm.
yeah, I
Jordan,
mean,
what do you think? Jordan?
Um, I I I don't understand the mindset of people that are pushing away the vaccine when it's available. So I don't really know that I have much to say on the subject. I just
Okay, but let's say they're
it's kind
going,
of
okay,
news
it's
to me.
concert time. You want to go to a concert, and they're saying, okay, everybody needs to be vaccinated, but then they don't ask for proof. And then someone at Yahoo just goes and has the virus, doesn't know they have it, and then they spread it.
Mm.
Or what if they come down and get sick and die from it? Like, where's the is it their own fault or like obviously not an ideal situation if anybody's dying from it, but you know, are you going to be holding concert organizers liable for this? Like, whose responsibility is it? It's got to be personal, you'd think.
I would think so. Like it's got to be up to the individual to get vaccinated, but I also think there needs to be if you're holding an event at this point in time or anytime in the near future, I think the people organizing that event should make an effort to at least have an understanding of how many people are vaccinated, or maybe just only allow vaccinated people in. I feel like if nothing else, maybe it would discourage anti-vaxxers into getting vaccinated.
I have heard that. I have
Mm-hmm.
heard that. Like if it starts to become mandatory that you can't do things, and you have to prove that you're, then those people will eventually get, you know, get
I
it.
mean, we do this with kids at school, right? I mean, I don't have kids, but I understand they have to have their shots, right, before you put them into school.
Yeah, or dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It's yearly. You have to be vaccinated. Not that we're dogs, but you can't do anything if your dog isn't vaccinated. You can't put them in any shelter. You can't put them in any day. What do you call it? Where the
Pet
people
hotels?
play together. They're a pet motel. You can't do shit if your dog. You don't have proof that you have your vaccinations for your dog. So you think it might get down to that, Dave?
Yeah, I mean that could quite get there. I mean, you know, I think in this country we're so fighting against control and all this stuff, and the people who are afraid of it, the rest of us, just for peace of mind, I think I would feel comfortable around people who are vaccinated, and it I but I think there's a large population that's just going to refuse. And so, if I have to carry my little card and say, look, I would.
Wolf, you too? Would you be willing to do that?
If you
I'm
mean willing
card
to go,
carrying.
what?
Show them my
Card
microchip.
carrying.
Oh, I would be willing to do that, especially if I needed to like go places and do things.
But can't that bleed into other things that may have rights implications? Like if we start with that, then the next thing you know, we're gonna have a driver's license. Oh, we already do.
Do you think they
it's a
could
slippery
sue
slope?
In other
over?
words, it could be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You think about that,
Man. Whew.
I don't think
Jordan?
it would be that big of a slippery slope.
Mhm.
I mean, like, there's the argument that it would be like medical records are supposed to be private, but this
HIPAA.
is like kind of a step away from your own personal medical records, and this is something that affects the entire community and affects everyone.
More public health than personal health. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, yeah, I feel more comfortable about it if it was very regulated.
Well, and then I'm talking about a bear party, not going and I can't get into work, at the chicken factory unless I show my card.
Mhm. Oh, that's.
Well,
man.
remember I've been to so many bear events that you get on the plane and or you come home and all of a sudden you have a cough.
Right.
Called the kennel cough because
Mhm.
you're kissing on so many. You pick something.
Kennel cough.
We call it kennel cough, but
Post-run crud.
post-run crud. Oh, I haven't heard that. That's a good one. What about you, Nate? CCBC?
I mean, take your vitamin C.
Take your vitamin C. There you go. There you go.
And your D. Don't forget your D.
Mm-hmm.
You could.
A lot of times they're making it up as they go along. So I don't know how upset we should be if we don't like it, because the authorities and everybody is just trying to keep people healthy and they're making it up as they go along. So I'm trying to be a little open-minded, but it could be a slippery slope to other things in the future. So, yeah. Anyway,
I think at the end of the day, you just have to pray or do whatever, and just hope that level heads prevail.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So our next topic is going to be about nice mustache, bro. Has anybody ever encountered straight guys coming up to you and talking about your beard, or women, or other guys? I just had a talk with a lady today about my beard at Cabela's. We went to Cabela's real quick. I wanted to go in this one and see what it looked like inside. And talked to this lady about her husband's beard. So, Nate, you have quite pronounced beard. How are people reacting to that one? I hadn't seen you in a while, and I didn't know you had that beard, and all of a sudden, bam! Oh my God, Nate's got a huge beard.
Yeah. It was kind of funny. I remember, I used to keep a pretty trim beard, similar to Jordan's length about. And then I can't remember. I remember seeing somebody in a bar once that had a nice long beard, and I said to my partner, I'm like, look at that beard. It's pretty nice. It's like, I love a long beard. And I was like, challenge accepted. All right, let's see what we can do with this thing. And I guess I've got good genes for it. It comes through nice. So I like that. I don't really get a lot of attention from the ladies here in Palm Springs, thankfully.
There are women in Palm Springs.
But the guys here do tend to make mention of it, and it is more often, I think, straight guys that will make a passing comment about the beard.
Beard, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Just try. And here's the thing: I actually hate being called bro so much.
Oh, I'm not the only one then. Okay.
Okay,
No,
girl.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. See, I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. You can call me a faggot. You can call me all kinds of fun stuff, but bro, really, it's a cheese grater right on my back. Oh, it's bad. But
Okay,
yeah,
but
no, it's a lot of them. Yeah, it's a lot of them. They'll come up as like, "That's a sick beard, bro. Oh my gosh, how long did it take? How long did it take?" Of course, and
Yeah.
you know, mine was about. I think I got to full length at about 8-9 months. It didn't take quite a full year for mine.
No.
this
I
is
got
It's
one for
over.
everyone.
This is over a year.
Yeah,
Almost
This is like 2 years.
yeah.
2 years, and I haven't trimmed this bottom part in 2 years.
How many people here always seem to get the question, how long did it take for you to grow your beard?
Yeah.
And judging from Dave's reaction, yeah, he has the same response that I do. Like, why are you asking me this?
I have to focus every bit of my masculinity right here for 2 years solid to get to here. This is all my butchness. I've been hurring and girling all over the house.
Well, obviously, I get Santa Claus, right? This is what I'm
Mhm.
Oh
doing.
yeah.
Probably do Santa again this year. So I'm
ZZ Top continuously.
growing it on my own. You get ZZ Top. Okay.
Well,
Son
there's
of
two of us.
Ireland.
And Tom's is here, you know.
Oh my God, Tom's is so long. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
right.
so big.
Jordan, have you ever had a long beard?
Yeah. It's just a lot of maintenance. I just cut it whenever I get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
This is like a month in, I think.
That's a month?
Yeah. A little less than that.
Oh my God.
Very- Yes,
You
yes.
can grow it fast, huh?
Super bear.
Ah, that's nuts. You could go.
Like,
I just started
it
taking.
starts to like go out this way when I grow it out though. So it's
Oh,
Yeah.
with a lot of
There's a fine line
effort to
between
keep it in.
sexy and homeless.
But
And I think it's this part right here.
isn't it awesome though? The beards are in again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't. I always had like I think they call it a short box beard, and then I'm like, wait a second. Okay, I gotta stop trimming right here and let it grow down here to get the full beard look.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always trim this, and then now I don't trim it at all. So I didn't get it. It was like, duh.
You know, it actually, I don't think a lot of people with beards even might realize this, but if you're looking for a bump it for your beard, put on a scarf. The scarf knot will give you this great volume.
Fluff it.
What are you talking about?
It's like a bump it for your
You
beard,
mean
though.
before it goes like that? Or something like that?
Yeah, kind of like, if you've got an extra, you got a little extra knot right there from your scarf, it adds a lot of volume. Give it a shot sometime. It's a nice little trick.
I got a scarf I
you
could
mean
wear. I could go
your
and
mask?
put it up, put one on.
I'm not understanding this. You mean your mask? Put it down underneath and it bumps it up?
No, not a mask.
A
It's like an
scarf.
actual scarf, cold weather scarf.
You mean just to push it out?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it'll bump it out a little bit, give you more volume.
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's a bump it is like a fashion trend where they put it in the back of the girl's hair and it bumps it up, right?
Yeah, like a little beehive thingy, almost
Oh.
like rat in your hair, but not really rat in your hair.
Okay. Have you
Like
ever
the most
seen
generic
guys
Mormon girl.
with long beards and they'll put a thing on it like this? You ever seen that?
I've
Sure.
seen that.
Have you ever done that?
Looks kind of Japanese. I've only done that for a Halloween party.
I know someone who did it, and for some reason, it really bothered me. I didn't like it. I mean, it might be fine at home because, like, if it's let's say it's down here, like your hubby Dave's getting super long, like he does gardening and maybe it gets in the way. So at home, maybe you put the little thing here just to kind of keep it away. But then when you go out, you make your beard look nice, right?
This is the convertible right here.
Oh, really?
Otherwise, it does this while I drive down the freeway. So I have to have a strategy. Tom's is so long, it doesn't move. Tom's my husband, by the way, Jordan. And we started growing mine. I started like a solid year before he did, and his just, and I'm so jealous. I have so much beard envy. And speaking of beard envy, I used to work in a warehouse in California, in IT, and um, all these men would constantly be like touching. There was this one that always touched and just like, it's so soft. I wish I could grow. You know, I heard I wish I could grow a full beard very often, and you know, it's just like I started doing it just like whatever. But I quickly realized the key to having like a sexy beard hair combo is you one has to be like, if you're gonna go long beard, you've got to have clean hair. That's my general rule. You know, how do you feel about that?
What's that thing on top of your head, Dave?
Shut up. That's the rest of the energy.
Mm.
You know.
You should do it on the sides like this.
You know, it's just I don't know.
How fun! Yeah,
I'm
why
working
not?
with my hairline here, buddy.
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about. I haven't had. I've got the Captain Picard thing going on, and I try to. I got it's. If I can pull it, then it's time to shave it. It's time to
Can
make.
you do the accent though?
Oh, you want to transition to accents?
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have a few minutes. So are we done with the beards? Anything else? Anybody want to add anything to the beard thing?
I like the short hair, long beard combo myself. This is all quarantine and not getting regular haircuts for the first time in a long time.
Has anybody gotten laid because of their beard?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as
Probably.
you get a big beard, you become
Oh.
a daddy. You could be 20, and they're just like, "Daddy," how, and then all of their issues come bubbling out. You know.
And then the hands go from here down. Wolf, why did you nod your head? Yes. Have you gotten some from someone that approached you because of your beard?
Hell yes.
Hell yes. I don't know if I had. You know what comes up for me? I got really embarrassed. Like this guy came up. I was in Palm Springs and I went to the Friday night thing.
Mhm.
What bar is that? Everybody goes to
At Hunter's for Friday.
for Friday, and I had it needed to be trimmed. So I went like this, and I got some hairspray, and I put it in and made it look all nice. And this guy comes up and he goes, "Oh, Vito, I've always loved your beard. I wanted to stitch." He goes, the hairspray. And this is like, I don't do hairspray very often. And he was so disappointed. He was so let down that I had hairspray in my beard. But I don't know if I've gotten any directly because of my beard. I can't remember that. Jordan, have you?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Oh, wow.
definitely have. It's funny how when you're hanging out with a bunch of metalheads, they find out that you're gay, they start to get curious and compliment your beard a little bit, and then they start to, yeah, it's a magnet for gay boys and straight boys.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Try going to a biker event.
Dave, do you want to add something?
Do you think it adds to like a subconscious, oh, this person is hotter or more, you know, this or that, they're going to be more warm and snuggly? Or is there some kind of unconscious bias, do you think, that beards trigger in people?
So a lot of people, when my beard gets like big and full, they just like, when they look at me, they assume I'm a tough guy, and I'm not. And
Oh, girl.
yeah.
Right. I get that. Yeah. Same.
So
Like,
there's that mentality that can exist with a big beard.
So don't speak? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, just this
Yeah,
apparently
the
is my
eyebrow.
face all the time.
Yeah. Put on your New York, walking down down the sidewalk in New York face, and nobody will talk to you.
Because if they do, they'll know.
Well, yeah, no. If you put the right face on with a beard, it's intimidating for a lot of people. Nobody wants to start the conversation with you.
Masks do not help because, you know, and oh, can I add mask lines in
Oh.
the
Oh, the mask
struggle?
line, yeah.
Annoying.
I take it off and then
Yeah.
I got a little bit of that going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I just washed him. So
I'm using the purple shampoo, and I'm gonna keep using it where it normally makes the white hairs brighter. If you do it too long, it turns it purple. So I'm gonna turn this purple just for fun. Nate likes that. I know. He likes color.
Most definitely.
Now, is this gray hair, Nate?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ooh, daddy.
Lots and lots.
Yeah.
And there's a lot up here too, but now it's purple. So
How old are you?
I'm 42 right now.
42.
Oh, baby.
Oh, when I met Nate, he was a lot younger.
I sure was.
I guess so was I, right? That's funny. That's funny. Wow. All right.
On a side note, since I've had to let my hair grow out because I haven't been going to the barber or anything like that, I've noticed a lot of white. So my hair's like, oh, hey, I'm looking grizzled here. I can dig this.
Are you you have a little red going on there, too, right, Wolf?
No, yeah, just a little bit of red. You know, just
A lot of red. You are a redhead.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
Does
the carpet match the drapes?
Gingers.
Does the carpet match the drapes?
Yes.
Oh.
What I've discovered, I have an ex that was a ginger, and I've discovered that if you go up to a ginger and go all gaga on them, you're out of the running.
Yeah.
You have to be really subtle. You're either a fan or you're not, or you're normal. If you go gaga over them, they're not interested in you.
Oh, why I never noticed you were ginger.
Oh, I know.
All of a sudden, zip. Oh, surprise.
Are you a ginger, Jordan? A little bit?
I've got a little bit of red. Funny thing about beards and my beard is when I do grow it out, I get red patches and blonde patches.
Hello.
It kind of gets all tie-dye on me.
I'm Calico.
The calico cat.
Yeah, it's wild. This was much redder before.
Oh, really? You were red too?
Yeah, I was born Dennis the Menace.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's always, when I first started growing it, it was kind of red, and it's still kind of real blonde. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed it's fade.
yeah, she's going gray.
You're not. You got some time there, Jordan. How old are you, Jordan?
I am 34. I had to think about that.
You had to think about it. Huh?
I got my first bit of gray during COVID. Just this little spot right here.
Oh,
Cool.
Oh my.
that's advanced. Growing a spot like that, like a whole, wow. Did you get?
I'm a big boy now. I'm a big boy now.
Rogue? Did you get struck by lightning or something?
No, Voldemort.
I got struck by boredom.
Oh, Voldemort. Oh, too, yeah.
Evil Voldemort. Yeah, I actually used to get compliments on my thick head of hair, and then age 30 it started going away, and age 30 my beard started going gray, and it was almost fully gray after 35. But what I did was I started coloring it when it started going gray, so people never knew that I was gray. Does that make sense? So it was gradually going more gray, but I kept it the same that it was before, so there were no
So
gaps.
you were ashamed of the gray?
No, I just didn't like it at the time. But I always said it's the worst when you see somebody that obviously they're coloring their hair, like it doesn't match their wrinkles. It doesn't just, you're just like, instantly. And I just said, if it ever looks like it's fake, I'll stop. And it got to that point where it didn't look good. It didn't look real. So I stopped. So there you go. All right. Now, Dave, this is your topic. We have like 5 minutes or something. Accents. Are accents sexy?
I personally, I hear a Scottish accent and it's on. My brain kind of like fries.
James McAvoy, you know who he is? I think he's. Oh God, I don't want to get this wrong.
He's like Google. Um,
Yeah.
the men from that Stars show, the Outlander, they're doing men in kilts now. It's so hot. It's so hot.
Sorry, he's typing.
Well, sorry, I wanted to make sure that I was Scottish. Yes, I got it right. Scottish, James McAvoy. Yeah, I mean, I like accents so much that before I came out, I dated a girl just because she was from England and she had an English accent. So
He says, "Yeah, I'll be straight with a British woman."
exactly. The next,
Apparently, when he converts to pounds, it changes things.
because Americans, we love accents.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I mean, we don't think we have them, and then we hear them, and we're very attracted to accents. Yeah.
I'll say that for like I was in Ireland too, Wolf, and I mean those guys. Oh man, those Irish brogues. When you're hearing those like out in the wild like that, takes you a second, but man,
Sexy.
that was a very fun trip for me. Just I was in London and then Dublin afterwards, and
Oh wow.
and give me all that again. Those good times.
It was awesome.
Just
Scottish gingers.
I wonder what it is. I wonder what it is. Why do we like the accents?
It's different. It's a point of interest. I'm making this up, but
Jordan, I think you had something.
I think along the lines of it being different, it's like there's, and again with a point of interest, like they probably have something interesting to say, or like they probably, like it makes me want to pick their brain and see what they think about music. Usually is my go-to, but just life in general. Like
It's just fun hearing.
if they're from somewhere else, they probably experienced a different life growing up, and want to hear what that's like.
Absolutely.
I find them very sexy. Very sexy.
Does that count for all accents, Vito?
Well, I was just thinking
Right.
about that because no, we were talking about Irish and English accents, definitely very sexy. But what about a Texas accent, or what about I don't know, Maine, or Boston?
For me, like my most unfavorite accents. I don't say I hate anything necessarily, but my unfavorite accent, they're almost all American.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of and this is gonna sound really bad, I guess. I'm not trying to attack anybody, first of all, but like some accents to me just I don't can't do with it. And it's not, and this may not even be really an accent, but like, you ever notice how some accents will put like extra letters in, like the word "warsh"?
Hey,
As a
Dad has
bar.
that. He's
that's
from-
a word my mama used.
See, it's weird. People in
I'm gonna go,
Boston,
"You better get
no
him to
R's
go
to be
wash your
found
butt."
anywhere, and then they wind up in Texas and Warsh. I don't get it.
Do I sometimes, and I know it's not true, but sometimes some of the accents that are out there in the U.S. they don't sound very smart.
Well, and
But
it doesn't. It's and everybody in the South talks that way. I've kind of gotten away from it because I've spent a lot of time in call centers and that sort of thing. But where I'm from, it's very heavy. Everybody says the same sort of things, like, my finger. I was cooking one night and I said, "Oh, I burnt my finger." My husband thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But there's just little differences, and I don't think it makes me stupid. It's just when you get to a certain comfort level, and when I'm around it, it gets way worse. It gets way worse.
What about drinking?
What do you mean?
Some people, their accents come out when they drink alcohol from wherever they're from originally.
Right. It's because you relax a little bit, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna get country now.
See, I've never thought the Southern accent sounds stupid. I always think it sounds really charming and like warm and friendly. It's I'm a big fan of the Southern accent.
I didn't say that. I said some. I didn't say any geographical location.
That's true.
Well, and it slows down sometimes, and people are like, "Well, yo, we're gonna go over here and do that," and it's made up words, cut into bits, rearranged. We butcher things. So us talking versus us writing is proper paper is different.
Yeah, that's so weird. That's so weird. It's like the people. This is everywhere. Just because somebody talks a certain way or has an accent or has drops words or isn't proper English speaking, they still write well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Connecting
Making a
those two, I think,
stereotype.
is interesting, or separating those two. You guys find that?
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah. See, that's weird. It's like what? So you don't write the way you talk.
If I did, it would be real interesting.
Well, anything else on accents?
What's everyone's favorite?
Oh, Irish, I think.
And is there any particular reason? Like, did you do an Irishman?
No.
Are you sure?
No, it's just television. Going through.
Do you have a leprechaun in your closet, Vito?
I actually, this is so funny. Every year, uh, every year for St. Patrick's Day, everybody's supposed to be Irish that day, and it's Vito, and everybody knows I'm Italian, right? But I'm
Mhm.
actually a quarter Irish.
Hmm.
And so
I can
on
see that.
St. Patrick's Day, I say, "Hey, I'm Irish too," and they go, "Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Everybody's Irish today." I'm like, "No, I really am," and they go, "Yeah, right, Vito. Yeah."
Do love an Irish accent, but I don't know. New Zealand and Australia are really great accents. I love those ones.
Yeah.
And their cadence is hilarious, and their swearing is hilarious. I love all of that. Like, just that's might be my favorite.
You're onto something there, Nate. Absolutely. That's really fun. What's your favorite, Wolf?
If we're talking about like sexy accents, I do love Scottish brogue. I also like Australian because of Brock. If you want one that's I'm sort of fascinated about, if anyone watches the series Expanse, there's Belter Creole, which sounds really interesting. And the authors of that book and that series like really put some thought into it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite, Jordan?
I'm gonna go with Australian, although working at a bar almost ruined that for me because everyone would try and fake the Australian accent all the time.
What?
And yeah, that's a thing. When people turn 21, they just they think it's fun to go to the bar and fake an Australian accent all night, and then I don't know. But a true authentic Australian accent is really sexy, and I think part of that is just being obsessed with Australia all growing up and wanting to be Crocodile Dundee.
Oh, wow. Okay. David, did you say what your favorite is?
Oh, Scottish, absolutely. Scottish.
Brogue?
Yes, yes. Oh.
What does brogue mean? Somebody know? Why is brogue mean accent? Scottish accent?
It can be used for Scottish or even I've heard Irish brogue too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just the type of English accent, I suppose.
Gaelic?
We'll have to do
Gaelic?
research on that. I don't know what that's all about. What that word's about.
I know the Irish speak Gaelic. I don't think the Scots do. But
Yes, they do.
Oh, they do? Oh,
Yes, they do.
Scottish.
It's a slightly
Gaelic?
different flavor, but yes, they do.
Slightly different flavor. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. And then the girlfriend I told you that had the accent,
Mm-hmm.
she decided to parade all of her friends in front of me and show me all of their different accents. They're all of their English accents. It was kind of embarrassing. And she's like, "Here, this is a Cockney accent. This is." She's like pushing her friends in front of me and making them talk. It's pretty funny. Anyway, all right. Anything else about accents? I'm gonna wrap it up. All right.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Jordan, did I tell you about Backscratches?
No, you didn't tell me, but I've watched a few episodes, so
Oh, okay.
I'm aware of them.
Okay. All right. Then you can go last. All right. Wulf, you want to start?
Back scratches. I like to give a big back scratch to everyone here. I would especially like to give a very big back scratch to Jordan. Having to admit that you have an issue with addiction is a major step, and it is extremely brave of you, and for that, I applaud you.
Now take your shirt off. No.
Right.
Woo!
hello.
Oh yeah.
Waka
Oh
waka.
Lord.
Well, we
Wow.
already
Fuzzy
did a
bear.
tattoo, and we're gonna have to do another tattoo episode.
Everybody who's got tattoos? Let's see them. Yeah. This one's my
I
mom's
don't.
name. And then I've got a couple more
hello.
over here.
Hey, Jordan, I got a tattoo.
He's taking his pants off, isn't he?
Oh God. Do it.
No, I just showed it. I
Yes,
put
you
my
did.
leg up. Yeah. How funny. All right. For me, yes, all you guys, thank you so much. I love this. It's so much fun doing this. We have a lot of surprises for next episode. Jordan, thank you for being so candid and being open. I miss Clay. I want Clay back to handle this because this is hard to do the topics. Yeah, so there's those are my back scratches for today. Nate?
Big back scratches to you guys as always. Thanks for a fun day. And for Jordan, thanks for coming out, being so open and honest with everything. It was really great, really powerful. Great job. And also to our friends that are, trying to get by, our event organizers that are struggling with, keeping their things going. So big back scratches to let's do Scott with IBC and West with Western Exposure. Miss your guys' events. Can't wait for you to be back in Palm Springs. Everybody should join. Super fun times for those.
Oh yeah, big time. All right, Mr. David.
I got big back scratches for all of you guys, for Vito. Thank you for hosting. You're doing a good job. I really want to thank the viewers, the people listening. I hope we bring you some good content that you're enjoying. Maybe a different point of view than you would see on your own.
Cool. Waka waka. What's the thought process on that tattoo?
The what?
What was the thought process on that tattoo?
The thought process is that Fozzie Bear is my spirit animal, and it's to remind me to laugh at life every day I wake up. It's great.
Fantastic.
It was also really painful, but it was good.
Oh, I bet. All right.
In the mirror, it's backwards though.
Akaw would be backwards. But back scratches to all of y'all. Really cool that you guys are doing this, and I appreciate you having me on here. Back scratches to the event organizers. That is really rough. I know Western Exposure was supposed to be going on right as COVID hit, and I think West really toned it down or just stopped it. I'm not sure what happened exactly, but back scratches to people who are trying to help us get past this pandemic, and to back scratches to heavy metal.
Yeah. Everybody. Heavy metal. Woo! Woo! It's the devil horns, right? Evil.
Yeah.
Evil. We are evil if you listen to heavy metal.
Or if you're really cool, you do the
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. Well, I'm not cool, so.
It's a whole Voltron situation.
All right, wave goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, woo!
Hey.
Bye, guys.
Visit us at bearelement.com.